So let's play it again one more time. What's up? My name is Devin. I also go by Infinite or Prod by Infinite. And today we got a tutorial on how to make melodies for Daboii. You know what I mean? Now I'm just using Daboii as an example. This is really just going to be kind of like dark, ambient, piano-y, melodic, bouncy kind of melody. You know what I mean? So as you can see, I already have a little bit of it pulled up. I just wanted to get a little head start for the tutorial and everything like that. But without further ado, we can get started. All right, so first thing I got pulled up is a piano. It's nothing special. It's a regular piano. There's a million of them. You feel me? So all this is, it might look a little complicated, but all this is just a regular chord like this right here. Boom. You know what I mean? But what I did was I just arpeggiated it, and I just added a couple extra notes here and there to make it a little bit more bouncy. Don't know what arpeggiating is. It's basically just breaking the chord apart. So this was just a regular chord. I space it out to right here, and I space the other one out to right here. So instead of every note playing on that first one, it kind of breaks it apart so it sounds like this. Boom. That's it. That's all arpeggiating is. You know what I mean? All I did was just do one pattern where it goes boom, and then go down, and then I kind of just switched it up. I made it go up instead just for a little bit of variation. And then I just basically took this whole progression right here and I copied it over. It didn't change a single thing. All I did was just pitch it down so that it's still within the scale, the key that I'm working in, but it's not like a whole octave down. I think it's like half of the scale down. You know what I mean? So here's what it sounds like so far with just the piano. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, I added like a couple like top line melodies with it as well. Like this is nothing crazy. It's literally just hitting the thirds. So if you switch it over to 1/3, boom, 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 then boom. You know what I mean? It was just to add like a little bit of spice. You know what I mean? And then basically what I did was I took that piano, I exported it, and then I reversed it. And then you're going to see it right here. It's all chopped up. You can be, Devin, why is it chopped up? Because since we reversed it, I still want the same chords to be hitting at the same time. So instead of it being like this is what it would normally sound like if it was just reversed. See how it gets higher right there? So we have the higher notes in the beginning right here, and we have the lower notes right here. So what I did was I just lined it up with what chords were playing at that point. Now they're all reversed, but they're hitting at the same notes as the other ones were. Then this is what those two sound like together. See, the reverse just adds a little bit of texture. And since we're working with like more ambient bouncy stuff, little things like that reverse texture is going to play a huge role later on in the mix. So it wouldn't be an ambient melody if we didn't have a pad. So that's going to be the next thing I open up. And I'm literally just going to take the same chord progression and just put it in there. But I'm just going to take out the top line notes because we don't really need that. We just need this part, really, in all honesty. So I don't really like the part where it switches over to the same chord. You know what I mean? I feel like it just makes it sound kind of like it's stuttering. So instead of keeping those, we're just going to get rid of it. And then we're just going to extend it because it's all the same chord. You know what I mean? So if we just extend this right here, it's not going to make too much of a difference. You know what I mean? This is something that we can do. You know what I mean? If we had a whole bunch of different chords, we might not be able to make this work. But like with the main chord progression with the piano, it's just the same chord, but just hitting different notes in different places because we arpeggiated it. You know what I mean? So now we got this pad going. Okay, now I just pulled up this guitar VST, and I'm just gonna lay like a little melody on top. I'm not gonna do too much because the main piano progression is already moving. So if I add more counter melodies that's moving a lot, it's gonna get a little too busy because, you know what I mean, we still gotta do the drums later on too. So I'm kind of thinking for the future. You feel me? So we got to make this a little bit simple. You know what I mean? But still adding something to the whole melody. Now, when I add lead guitars or like lead synths, I try to stay around the top notes of the melody. You know what I mean? Because those are the highest notes in the chords. So those highest notes are gonna work with like another lead. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's sounding good so far too. I'm gonna throw more effects on that later on as well. But the last thing I'm gonna add is some strings. It's a texture I love putting in almost all of my beats at this point. You know what I mean? I feel like strings can just always elevate your melodies and your beats super easily too, and they're always really easy to add in because you're usually just using one or two notes. But yeah, let's throw that in real quick. Okay, I lied. For some reason, something in my head just told me like, "Yo, you gotta put in some vox. You gotta put in some vocals in there, bruh." So I went to arcade and I threw these ones in here, and you're gonna hear it in the next slide where I play everything together pre-effects. Okay, so this is what we got so far: pre-effects, pre-mixing. Cool, amazing. So we're gonna start with the backbone of the loop, and the backbone of the loop is this piano right here. So first thing I'm gonna do to it is just throw on some EQ. I like using this preset for this EQ particularly because it adds a lot of cool like high-end frequencies with it. And with pianos, I feel like high-end frequencies make them sound a little bit more realistic, a little bit more cool. So that's why I use that one. Next is RC20. This is just to really like turn it up for real. You know what I mean? Just make it a little bit louder with the distortion, add a little bit of cool texture, and just throw on a bunch of reverb, man. And then with the EQ, I'm actually going to bring it all the way to the right because we want to keep in those high-end frequencies that we were just talking about. We don't want to cut none of them out yet. And then I'm just going to throw on some delay. That's just so it kind of echoes out, and I just personally like delay a lot, you know what I mean? And I'm going to bring that down to like 20%. We don't need too much of it. We just need a little bit. Now I just turned it down a little bit just because it was hitting a little too hard. It sounded dope, just a little too hard. All right, so this piano does sound good to me now, so we're going to move on to the little reverse piano thing. Now, I want this to be kind of ambient, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this reverb right here. I'm just going to turn that dry knob down. I'm going to turn that wet knob up. Turn the size up as much as possible. Sounds good, sounds good. Sound cool, ambient. Cool, sounds real dope to me. Now we're gonna add in that pad. The pad, we don't really have to do too much crazy. I just personally like throwing on the No More Boring Pads preset in, what's it called? RC20 right here. See, right there. Then we just gotta turn it down because that's like really loud. You know what I mean? Like as you can see, it was hitting just as loud as the piano. You know what I mean? But the piano is the backbone. That needs to be the loudest one. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna turn that pad way down because that's only used to accent the piano. And now I'm gonna play it with the reverse piano because they're two ambient pad like textures. So I need to see what they sound like together because they could be conflicting. Okay, doesn't sound too crazy. I am gonna pan one of them to the left and one of them to the right. Don't be afraid of panning. I like everything to be super equal and balanced and everything, but panning is a huge asset you can have when it comes to mixing your melodies and your beats in general, in all honesty. But I mean, we're talking about melodies right now, you know what I mean? And then the next thing we got up is that lead guitar. It just sounds really dry. It sounds cool, but it's just dry. So I'm going to throw on the gazing guitar preset in RC20 just because it adds a lot of effects and it just drenches it in the effects. You know what I mean? And I think it sounds really cool too. Amazing. Might just have to turn it down a little bit. That's about it. And then now we're going to go to the strings. Super cool, but it's just a little dry. You know what I mean? It just sounds a little vanilla, a little plain. You know what I mean? So we're gonna turn up that wet knob, turn down the dry knob, turn up the size a little bit. I'm gonna throw some delay on here too. You know what I mean? Just cause we just wanted to have more effects and to like blend in into the melody more. See, it also made it kind of softer too. You know what I mean? And then the Vox mix, I kind of cheated, y'all. This is a preset that I have for my Voxes. You feel me? So that's it. Nothing too crazy. You know what I mean? So we're going to put them all together. And I'm actually going to do a little bit more panning. I'm going to put the strings to the left a little bit. There's no particular reason. I just like to pan it in one certain direction, just so we have more room for the backbone, which is, once again, the piano. You feel me? The piano. And then strings, Vox, lead guitar, pad, little reverse thingy, piano. And then you put it all together and it sounds like this. So I'm actually going to throw this delay up a lot bit more, actually. I want to hear that stuff echoing off, you feel me? And then I'm going to turn the lead guitar down a little bit more too, just because, once again, we want to have the main focus be the backbone of the melody, the piano, you feel me? So let's play it again one more time. And boom, there you go right there. You have a melody that you could use for a Daboii type beat. You feel me? Let me know if y'all want to see me make this into a full beat in my next video. Comment that down real quick. You know what I mean? But yeah, with that being said, my name is Devin. I also go by Infinite or Pop by Infinite. If you like the video, hit a like. If you want to comment, don't comment. If you want to sub, hit the sub. You feel me? And then also, hey, either inbox me on Instagram or DM me, I guess. I don't know why I said inbox. DM me on Instagram or leave a comment in this video of what type of tutorial you want to see next from me. I be looking to them. I be looking at them. You know what I mean? So let me know. Peace out.